The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Welcome to the Media Mash, my friends, where your media roundtable is. Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, the Hall of Famer. He is Ed Werder. Jean-Jacques Taylor, former Cowboy beat writer and author, working on a big old secretive book that we can't talk about right now, but it's good because I know what he's writing about. It's good.
You do know?
Yes.
Do you have a bust in Canton?
I've helped.
Yeah, does he have a bust in Canton?
Do you have a
Not
bust
like
in Canton?
No, I don't know. My name is just scratched onto some, plaque on the wall.
We'll get you a bust, mate.
It's nice. But, so when you had the dinner and all that, what was it like?
In Canton?
Yeah, for you when you were there.
I got to make a 3-minute speech at the big gold jacket ceremony on Friday night. It was fun to express your point of view and how much you'd always loved the NFL as a kid, and ordered your entire Christmas present list off the Sears NFL catalog. It was great. It was an amazing time, and the people up there are fantastic. And it was ironic in my mind that I was honored the same year Jerry was inducted. Mm-hmm. So, because I came to Dallas the very first year he bought the team.
But you didn't have a party, and that was a disappointment.
Jerry had me to his party, though, which was equally shocking.
No, he let us all come.
Much less expensive and surprising. I know he let you come, but letting me come is a different thing.
I just wanted to know, because Jerry had Timberlake, in that class, LT was there. LT had T.I., and Ed didn't invite us and having the party, anything.
You wouldn't have come.
I would have come.
Ed had
it's free.
Hill.
It was free stuff. It was free.
You would have been at Jerry's party the whole night, no matter what I invited you to.
But you would have known not to have it that day because nobody had anything. That's why LT had T.I. the next night. Everybody knew to go to Jerry.
Well, I might have had it the same night just to cut expenses.
You would have cut expenses.
Because there been me, I had to feed me and my wife and any family members who chose to attend. So
the players, coaches, the award get gold jackets. What do you get as a media person? What do you get?
A gold pen.
Watch, anything?
They give you the actual award,
Mm-hmm.
but no, you don't get a gold jacket. You don't get a bust in Canton in the main room, but they put your name on a plaque that's in the facility.
They're forever.
I can direct you to it if you'd like to see it sometime.
Yes.
I think I can give you directions.
You, Shereen Williams, Rick Gosselin.
And I'm proud to be on it right after my great friend Chris Mortensen. I won it the next year.
Very nice.
I think it was a little bit of a sympathy award because I had been laid off, and a lot of people were just registering their ire toward ESPN for, for letting go of a true journalist. I'm not saying a great journalist. I'm just saying a true journalist. And so for that reason, I think they decided to elect me that year.
All right. We just left the Cowboys locker room. Dak Prescott spoke today. Dak Prescott right now, number one in the NFL in completion percentage, number one in completions.
Number one in attempts.
I should say attempts right now. We're sitting here, which was when you brought that up to him, and he said, "Hey, I'll throw it 60 times today, 60 times if I need to." And I'm like, "Ooh, no."
That ain't really the winning formula.
There we go.
I mean, we did hear about the running game all offseason.
But Dak is doing his part, and that for me is the thing that. And you guys let me know how you feel. And we got a lot of football to go, but the year he finished second in the MVP to Lamar Jackson, right now I feel like he's playing better than that. So far,
37 touchdown passes that year. That was a franchise record. He's going to own all the franchise passing records, virtually all of them. Although he said after the game the other night, doesn't really mean anything to him. He's here to win games and do what Staubach and Aikman did, and I don't know that that's going to be possible with the defense he's playing with.
So you might as well get all the records.
It's a tough reality when you're chasing Romo and not Staubach and Aikman. That's nothing against Romo. It's just Romo didn't win anything.
Well, Romo did what Dak has done thus far, which is put up a bunch of gaudy numbers with no hardware to accompany them.
Yep.
Well, he played with this, relying on the same people to build the team around him.
This is true. And Jerry says one of his big regrets is not getting a Super Bowl for Tony Romo, which is why he talked about possibly putting him in the Ring of Honor. But I'm like, can't do that, Jerry.
I mean, he can.
No.
It's a one-man committee.
No. The one man shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. I like Tony personally, but Tony's no. When we have people who've won Super Bowl MVPs that can't get up there, no, Tony Romo should not get it.
You think Dak should be up there?
No.
Unless you win the championship as a quarterback, you don't get up there.
I mean,
Danny White?
Craig Morton took the Cowboys to their first ever Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And the only Ring of Honor I've ever seen him in is in Denver.
And they got like 50 people.
And he led Denver to their first Super Bowl, ended up losing to the Cowboys. But, I mean, when I talk to people about the standards and what folks who haven't got in, and we're talking about a dude who couldn't get to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Who's 2-4 in his playoff career. Dak's 2-5.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Dak doesn't get in. Des Bryant doesn't get in.
Who's on hold?
Witten will have a gold jacket.
Witten, Martin, Smith?
Martin will have a jacket. It will be interesting to see if Tyron Smith gets one. That'll be an interesting conversation. Ed, you can speak to that because you know.
I think he's as qualified as Zach Martin is for one. And personally, from covering his career.
And you know, I believe they'll have the discussion. I believe they'll have the discussion.
I think he's viewed around the league as a uniquely great player and a physical freak. And
he was just quiet.
So was Zach Martin. Wasn't really
about to say
prominent
so,
either, but I think he has a Hall of Fame reputation around the league.
Yeah, and once again, that's an interesting thing. Look, put it like this: I'd have a conversation about Tyron Smith, and obviously a gold jacket will definitely put you there. But no, if we're not, those are the only people I would be having any conversations about.
But he didn't win a championship either.
But if you get a gold jacket, it's kind of okay. that to me, Super Bowl gold jacket. It's got to be one of the two right now, or I don't see how you get in there.
Around here.
Yes, around here in the Cowboys Ring of Honor. Yeah. Because like I said, you got guys with Super Bowl MVPs who can't get up there. Mm-hmm. And as far as the quarterback thing goes, we set the standard, right?
Oh yeah, it's
ring and jacket.
It's a set.
It's a high standard now,
right? And you know, and it is,
and that's okay.
And they should keep it that way.
But when you look at this team, the dichotomy of this team, offensively and defensively, I'm not sure it's ever been this extreme before. Like Romo had more competitive defenses in his tenure than Dak has generally had. Of course, they kept DeMarcus Ware. They didn't trade him like they did Micah Parsons. But I just think to be first in the NFL on offense and dead last in defense, which they were next to last in defense last year. And so maybe it's just they don't draft as well on defense. I think that's proven if you look at how they performed in the draft. They've had 8 first-round picks. They devoted 4 to offense and 4 to defense. But look at the offensive players they picked and the impact they've had versus the defensive players they picked since Dak Prescott became the starting quarterback.
Here's one thing I will say, and it's not an excuse, but
that means it's going to sound like one.
They keep running through coordinators here.
On defense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There's something to be said for that.
You've been more consistent with your offense and saying, Jerry Owell, when he had Jason Garrett here, it was like, well, we want to keep the offense here going, and they paid Jason a lot of money, but defensively, you look at the last 3 guys. I said last year when they hired Mike Zimmer, you're not giving the Carpenter the tools that he wins with. He wins with big people. So just now you've got Eberflus here, and he's out here doing his own, and we got Diggs talking about I'm a man guy.
That's a good point because Dan Quinn, when he was here for those 3 years, that was the most consistent you saw this defense.
And they allowed him a big voice in the draft, right?
Exactly.
They drafted for him.
They gave the Carpenter the tools that he needed. And the other thing that Dan Quinn was able to do was go bring in his people. He got to go bring in guys at all 3 levels here.
He didn't get to bring in Bobby Wagner, although he wanted to.
True, and Bobby's done well for him in Washington.
Right.
They probably should have listened to him on that. But
we got Marquise Bell. Don't need Bobby Wagner. 2023.
Yeah. But I think when we talk in terms of defense here, if I'm talking about just looking at it,
there's been no consistency of philosophy, and so it becomes harder to fit the right players in or to assemble the right cast for what you're trying to do on that side of the ball.
Since 2020, you think about it. So you had Nolan, Quinn, Zimmer.
4 in 6 years.
And now you're on Eberflus. None of the 4 ran the same thing.
Right.
That's a challenge.
And you're trending towards 5 and 7.
But 2 of them had something in common that's important to the Joneses, and that's familiarity. They knew Zim, and they knew Eberflus. And so that's why, to me, you can't blame Eberflus for this. He's proven to be a successful defensive coordinator with other franchises, right?
One.
And he was here for 7 years under Rod Marinelli. He called the defenses here. Most people don't know that because that wasn't technically his job. But Rod had him calling the defenses.
What did they win here, and what did they win in Indianapolis?
Well, what did they have in Indianapolis? Who was their quarterback? They won when they had Andrew Luck, but he wasn't there then. He had good defenses.
I just wonder how.
Did they not have top 10 defenses?
I just wonder how.
They weren't 32nd in the NFL.
They weren't.
They've been 32nd in the NFL under three of the guys you've named.
I'm not saying this is all his fault. Because I said before, we talked about it. You thought you had Micah Parsons, but I do wonder, how good is he? Because I don't know,
but we gave him no chance to find out when you trade Micah Parsons a week before the season starts.
Right. I go back to even with Zimmer. You didn't give him the pieces he needed, so
At least he had that piece. He had a pass rush.
Yeah, true.
They were injured a lot. I think injuries were the big problem with him. I mean, I don't know that he necessarily met their expectations as a coach either, but he could certainly cite injuries as being a cause for them finishing next to last in the NFL.
Well, the goal was to improve the run defense. And so now the run defense is better.
That's the first thing Eberflus said at his press conference today. Let's talk about how good this run defense is. I'm seeing some really good things from our interior guys.
You know, the problem is you stop them on first and second down, and then because you got no pass rush, 3rd and 14 is like 3rd and 2.
Why waste your time running on this team?
That's why Green Bay goes 8 for 11 on 3rd down.
Yeah.
You know what? You're better off if you can't stop the run. Because people generally don't score a lot of points.
You know what?
Running the football.
You're exactly right. No, for real. You're better off. It hurts, but it's harder for teams to run the ball, 14 plays down the field than it is 2 big plays and get it in.
When it comes to running the rush defense, Cowboys' rush defense is 21st in the league. They give up 123 yards a game. They're dead last in passing, giving up basically 300.
Why being negative?
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys are dead last, 58%.
Those are negative stats. Find some positives.
They are 5th in sacks.
Okay. Really?
No, I shouldn't say 5th. They're tied for 26 and 75. So no, that's
like,
not
what.
I'm trying to find what's a high number here.
Nick thought he had a story for tomorrow.
18th. They're tied for 18th with fumble recoveries. 1. Damn.
It's amazing to me.
I got nothing, bro.
For 3 years, while they won those 12 games, like they had a defensive identity, right? Dan Quinn created a defensive identity. Yeah. We already talked about he was allowed to pick his players.
Sure.
And they put those players in the right system for the right coach, and they built an identity based on a ferocious pass rush, one of the best pass rushers in football, and taking the ball away, scoring defensive touchdowns, setting up the offense for easy short field.
Short.
None of that happens now.
So let me just spitball this. What if they'd have kept Joe Witt Jr., who wanted the job, instead of saying, no, we want Mike Zimmer, and then Joe goes up to Washington and helps them coordinate a defense that goes to the NFC Championship game?
Well, it only works if you're going to let him do what he do. If you're going to keep the same system and allow him kind of the same leeway to put the same players in the same system.
And if we're following trajectory with what this front office likes to do, Joe Witt didn't have that play calling experience, and they wanted the guy who not only had that but also head coaching experience on the same token. So
I don't assume that anybody could have done what Dan Quinn did here. I mean, I know he wasn't popular when he left because they lost a lot of games to the best opponents and they got run on. But to me, they had better opportunities to win games, and they were playing more important games, and their record was certainly better than what they have now.
Well, they did what they did. I mean, the identity was clear. Undersized players, speed, pass rush, man-to-man. I mean, you know exactly what they're doing. That's why they were incredible front runners and would blow you out if they got up on you.
Now they score 40 and they don't win.
Yeah.
Probably should have kept Dan Quinn.
One way or another.
Yeah, moved on from Mike McCarthy if you weren't going to give the guy an extension.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard after that Packer game to say, hey, we're firing Mike McCarthy, but we're giving the job to Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
I mean, the Packers just scored 48 points on you.
The man that hired Dave Campo. So.
Wow.
Nick, Ed, Jock, I'm Newy. This is the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Cowboys fans, SeatGeek is the only primary ticketing partner of America's team and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Cowboys games or to any other live event in DFW, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SeatGeek.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16 and is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Back to Media Mash.
Tostitos team bags are back. You can get the official chip of the Dallas Cowboys at your local store, available for a limited time. Scan the QR code or visit FritoLayExperiences.com for a chance to win epic experiences all season long. One lucky Cowboys fan will win an epic game day experience and get to be a part of the Dallas Cowboys Thanksgiving traditions, courtesy of Tostitos.
And you get to play 2 snaps at free safety.
That's dirty work. That's dirty work.
I said 2. That's not a lot.
The Marquise Bell.
Ed Werder, the Hall of Famers here. Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, and Jean-Jacques Taylor, the former Cowboy beat writer and the author, joining us right here on the Media Mash.
Can I say something about the free safety situation?
Please do.
I think they have a potential to fall up with Wanye Thomas coming in and Malik Hooker getting hurt in this instance.
You've been banging that drum for a minute.
I have.
Well, you really think Donovan Wilson's the bigger problem?
Yes, I agree. But I think Wanye has a little bit more when it comes to the communication standpoint, and that's been proven this week from what Schottenheimer and Eberflus have said. So I think they have a potential to get better with him on the field.
I think I know what the communication problem is, by the way.
Okay.
I was out at practice today. You can't hear a thing out there. It sounds like a nightclub out there. How can anybody coach or communicate through all that noise?
That's crowd noise. That's what they're going to hear.
That's not crowd noise.
That's what they're going to hear when they go to the
crowd
Jets this week.
That rowdy MetLife noon crowd.
They don't sound anything like that, I don't think.
I think it's louder.
So anyway, I might look into that.
What were they playing?
I have no idea. It wasn't anything I recognized. It's not on my playlist.
So Ed, here's a tip.
Nothing.
Next time you're out there, just put your phone.
Record it?
No, just put your phone and say, Siri, what song is this? And it'll tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's not Fleetwood Mac, he don't know.
A little DMX, tear it up. We had the horns going.
See?
It was nice.
Yeah,
Did you know anything you heard?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah?
You didn't see him?
It wasn't the Eagles out there, right?
Wasn't the Eagles?
The
No.
Eagles, the band, the Eagles.
They play in the division. though.
Eagles.
They perform at the Sphere.
Hey, that's the beautiful thing about music. There's
see 'em.
beautiful things in every
Did you go
genre.
see him at the Sphere?
Yep.
You did?
Yep.
Somebody asked me, I had someone going to Las Vegas. Said the Eagles are playing. I said, no. I'm taking my kid to celebrate the 21st birthday. I said, my kid has no clue who they are. So
Don Henley, that whole thing?
My kids listen to that. My kids listen to classic rock.
I was taking my son to school, and he demanded control of the aux, and I was shocked at the eclectic blend of music. Because there was some Bo Skaggs in there and some everybody else.
Well, I'm just letting you know this kid's not doing it, and I know without checking that a ticket to the Eagles at the Sphere is not going to be cheap. So,
Nah, you do know that without checking.
right. So I'm not going to spend good money, on a ticket like that, and my kids just doesn't know. Everybody singing "Take It to the Limit," and the kids is like, No.
That was like me
Hotel
in practice today.
California,
Same
okay.
look.
See? Exactly.
Except it's not the sphere; it's the wind dome.
Yeah. So no, I'll save myself some dollars on that and take the kid to go eat someplace. Jacques, you talked about how this is a losable game here, and you're doggone right. We're talking about this on the other podcast I do. The Jets defense here. You're talking about number one in the league right now, 14.7 points a game. They're third in yards per game given up here, 232. Talk about rushing yards, only giving up 64. That's third in the league right now. So.
They give it up at least 27 points in every game, which is the Jets are usually a strong defensive team.
So, and with the Cowboys right at the third down, they're 34.7, 12th.
So the problem is it's a game. There's been a lot of feel good this week. A lot of great Dak stats, a lot of great performances. They ain't won but one game this year.
I'm worried about the offensive line.
And the only game they won, they scored 40 points at home and had to go to overtime to pull it off against a winless opponent.
And so now you got the Jets coming up, and it's not like the Jets are great, but when you have a compromised offensive line and you have a compromised offense and your defense is terrible through the first month, you could lose real easy because, and I harken back to the Chicago game. Okay, it's a ball game, and then they just kept the ball the whole third quarter. You punted once, which is okay, but then you never got the ball back, and when you got it back, game was over.
Noon game.
I wouldn't want to be, I'm not sure I want to be Matt Eberflus now, but I definitely don't want to be Matt Eberflus if he loses twice to former Bears quarterbacks that he couldn't win with in Chicago.
And now you can't beat them.
Because it was Caleb Williams, and this week it's Justin Fields. And my first thought about this game was the Jets are horrible throwing the football. At least they shouldn't have to worry about a bunch of explosive plays being made against them in their pass defense. But we saw what Justin Fields did the other night with a 43-yard touchdown run on what probably should have been a sack.
And then
you start thinking about how poorly they've defended the running quarterback over the years, and you're like, well, who knows?
And then they got Garrett Wilson,
Yeah, but if the guy can't throw him the ball, then it doesn't matter how good he is. And, I mean, they saw Fields last year in Pittsburgh, right? He was horrible throwing the football. They won on the road against him in Pittsburgh.
Well, one thing we do know, and I talked to Kenny Clark about this, between Fields' ability to...
man, that's your new boy. Kenny Clark a client now? I'm just asking.
No.
I'm just asking.
Can he not talk to people in the locker room?
Hey, man, we talking about
We're
clients.
just noticing trends.
Yes,
Go ahead, please, Newy. I'm interested.
Kenny's a good Wednesday guy who shows up.
Okay.
It's one thing we know from you guys with Beat Rider, who's going to show up. Kenny Clark is there on a Wednesday to show up, and he's a good soundbite, and I'm giving it there, and the defense isn't good. So he's one of the few people who actually talk to you and give you something. Jack Sanborn talked to Jack one day. Jack was a little bit, Jack, a little personal. Sam gave us nothing the other day, a little chip on the shoulder. So at least
Why he got a chip on the shoulder? Okay, I'm sorry.
Persecuted. He's been persecuted in poor performances.
Yep.
Yeah, so Kenny Clark, at least I'll get the truth.
Asked if he
tell the truth. So Kenny Clark is a truth teller, but got me defending myself. What was the Kenny goes? How much this game remind you of Philadelphia, where you've got a quarterback who can take off on you really quick, and then you've got another runner or a good running back that you got to worry about here. That combination of two guys. What are the rush lanes and responsibilities when you play a team like this? And so he said, very much so. It reminds him of the Eagle game, what they've got to go through with this 1-2 punch with these guys' abilities to take off and run.
And Eberflus mentioned today that they've watched some of the Eagles tapes as a teaching opportunity as far as the opportunities they created for a running quarterback to really win the game against them.
Yes.
5 scrambles for first downs, 2 touchdown runs off scrambles. So,
and Justin Fields is good enough to take it a long way to the house. I mean, he went 43 the other day, but I think he's got like 5 of more than 40 in his career.
No, he can. This could be a problem. I just think
I'd rather have that problem than the passing quarterback problem with a good group of receivers.
Yes.
Because they can't cover anybody. We haven't seen them cover anybody. Have you seen them cover anybody? Like, you look at a play, there's 5 guys wide open.
Yeah.
When the third play of the game is a go ball and your only hope of it defending it is that 2 guys run into each other or fight each other for the ball and it falls to the ground somehow, that's not an ideal circumstance.
At all.
You'd like to avoid that.
And even Jordan Love got away with some big scrambles.
Yeah, he had like a 25-yard run.
He had a couple of them.
Not good, guys. It's not good. It's just not good. And
Is it going to get better? Like,
There's help on the way.
Yeah.
Overshown's coming. Revel's coming.
Nick just said
Guy who's never
Wanye
played
Thomas.
at this level.
Nick said Wanye Thomas is about to show us something here.
Okay.
Wanye, Team
Yeah.
Wanye.
What about, like, how much better can it get, really, honestly? How much better do you think this defense can get?
Are they going to acquire anybody?
No, without making a trade.
No. And there's not a trade to make that's going to help. You need so much help, it's not funny.
I don't know if you put a really talented, communicative linebacker in that middle, it could solve a lot of issues. It couldn't solve every issue, but it could solve a lot of issues, in my opinion.
Really?
My opinion.
Well, how come they don't have that guy? He's that important. Why don't they?
Bad evaluating, horrible evaluating in the offseason. And I think there was a little bit too much trust in certain people's eyes when building this defense. When you look at Kenneth Murray, you look at Jack Sanborn as being your two bell cow linebackers.
Neither one of those guys were good on their previous teams.
And it makes no sense why.
And so why you thought whoever made those decisions?
Solomon Thomas wasn't good on his last team either, but he's played good here.
Well, he's played good here. I give you that one. But I don't know why you thought those guys were going to be good.
Yeah.
And you can overachieve. See, that's a pleasant surprise. But I don't,
The days of the rocked up, stiff linebacker who can still fly downhill and make plays, that's just over. And I think if we're talking late 2000s, Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn, man, it'd be a lot of fun. But we need them in space and in this day and age. And this defense can't work with those two guys.
And yet they continue to play.
And they've continued to play. We saw Maris Leofau, swap in and out for Jack Sanborn, and we saw Shamar James do the same in the fourth quarter and overtime. But yeah, it's not much better. This team does need Overshown because they need a guy in space that's athletic. They need a guy that can cover sideline to sideline, and he can bring that, but he can't do it all himself. He can't be the hero.
And he's coming off of
that too.
And he can rush the passer when he's at his best.
Right, but he's not going to be at his best.
And he's only going to play half the season.
He'll be at his best next year, but this year is just be, a body working his way back in.
Well, let me ask you. Let's see. Trade deadline November 4th, about a month away. Let's say they are 3-1 at that point in time. Offense is still cooking like it has been these first 4 weeks. There's a linebacker out there on the block. Do you go and make that deal, knowing that you might have to give up a 5th-round pick?
Fifth-round pick? Yes.
Knowing you don't have a 3rd-round pick right now.
I'd rather do a deal for Max Crosby in that situation.
We can't mention names, Ed.
Oh.
People are under contract. So
okay.
We go ahead and stay with that.
Guy like Max Crosby.
Yeah.
The injury report.
Or a big-time pass rusher.
The injury.
A guy like Trey Hendrickson.
They're all giving away. Stop, Ed.
I said like that. I didn't say that guy. I said a guy
we'll
like
take a break right now. Nick and Jock.
I just got fired on my day.
Nick and Jock will be back.
Other guys have gotten replaced
on the
while
Media
they're off.
Mash right here
I'm
on
getting
Dallas
replaced
Cowboys
while I'm on.
.com.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16. It is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Back to Media Mash.
The official 2025 Sideline Hat Collection is out now, and the collection's made for players, coaches, and you. Make sure you stop by a pro shop near you or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience, and score your favorite style. The injury report is out, Nick, and it looks like there could be a whole lot of dudes wearing that 2025 Sideline Hat Collection.
Eating Tostitos.
Eating Tostitos.
Oh, that was only Micah.
I mean, yeah. My gosh,
He's under contract. Yes, this injury report, the only difference from yesterday, and we talked about a lot of the guys yesterday, was a guy added in Marshawn Nealand. He was limited with an ankle. I will say I saw Marshawn Nealand in the locker room. He looked in good spirits, so I don't know if it's something to be super concerned about, but that was the only guy added. But Tyler
His feelings aren't hurt, but something else is?
Maybe. Tyler Booker, we did see him on the courts today, but did not practice. Tyler Guyton, still in concussion protocol. Malik Hooker's not going to play. CeeDee Lamb's probably not going to play. Miles Sanders, still trending in the wrong direction, did not practice today. Tyler Smith did not practice today.
That's the one that bothers me.
Kevontae Turpin, not expecting him to play this weekend either, did not practice. So,
jeez.
Because if Tyler doesn't play, you could possibly have 4 different offensive. I mean, from your starting group.
That's crazy.
And Malik Hooker not playing this week. So yeah, it's you start to look at this, and then going back, and we talked yesterday about Ed. You weren't here, but the offensive line issues of all right, Tyler Smith, Guyton, your left side right here. What happens if you don't have both of them? What happens if you have one or two of them and then they get hurt in the game? Just
your depth is already on the field.
Thank you. You're now talking about
your third string somebody.
It's like that TNT thing, who he is.
And Dak's already protecting himself more than any of the 5 offensive linemen are protecting, or at least as well.
Well, the thing about it, too, they only get those 3 practice squad elevations. They are going to have to make someone active on Sunday, most likely, who is not going to be ready to play. Yeah, I think about the Tyron Smith situation in Arizona a couple of years ago when he was made active, but he was hurt and he couldn't play. But like they may as well had him on the active roster because it is what it is at that point. So it's going to be tough reality when.
That's why this is a losable game that you got to win.
Very losable game.
Jets 0-4 looking for their first win, and if
that don't help.
Right, and then the week before, here are the Giants facing the Chargers at home, and they get themselves at some point in time. The Jets aren't going over.
Right.
Okay, they're not going over, and we've seen the Cowboys. Like it was a JG special back in 2019. Went on up to the Meadowlands, got beat, and they were missing 2 tackles that day.
The Jets are the 4th team to start 0-4 and have no takeaways. Of those previous teams, every one of them won the next game and had multiple takeaways.
It's looking like a good trend. There's a lot of things playing against this Cowboys team. Not only the injuries, this team doesn't play well on noon games on the road. This Jets team has a scrambling quarterback, like we mentioned. There's just too many things working against this team. It's a scary matchup.
Pretty good run defense.
Suspect pass defense.
And a team looking for a win and having watched tape going, we can get this one.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn's former team.
Yeah.
So
Aaron Glenn had some pretty good numbers here.
Aaron Glenn was a good football player from the time he was at Texas A&M.
Came here with what, Bill Parcells?
Yes, part of the FOB Club, Friends of Bill.
Yeah, the Parcells guy.
He had 5 or 6 interceptions, I think, in 8 starts.
Yeah, no, he's a good player.
Good player.
Yeah.
Good player, good coach,
Good dude.
And the Jets, he's the 3rd Jets coach to start 0-4. None of them have started 0-5. He'd be the first.
Oh. I don't gamble.
I don't either.
We don't do that on this show.
Right. I don't gamble.
Or off the show.
I don't gamble, but boy, Ed, if I were a degenerate, I'd be taking some very.
You could be a degenerate, not gamble.
No. If I'm going to be a degenerate.
There's other ways to be a degenerate, from what I understand.
I'm going to gamble.
Too much Tostitos.
I'm glad to know you don't gamble.
Yes. No. My time in L.A. served me well enough, and we used to go to Vegas all the time for the fights. And so I got it all out of – I was young, got it all out of my system to the point, like, I'm good. I'm good now.
I'm watching Black Rabbit right now on Netflix. And it's
what a great show.
Yeah. It introduces that element of degenerate gambling and the damaging effects of it.
The one thing I'll always remember, so I was never bad at it. I had limits and it stopped. But I remembered one time, it was, I don't know, maybe 11:40. It was a long line. I'm walking through the casino. What's the line for? People were standing in line to wait to get to the ATM to get the next day's money. Back when they had the limit. And then over by the ATM machine at this casino, I saw it said deed office.
You're not putting your crib up.
So I said, man.
Now that's degenerate.
These are the kind of like when you decide, I'm probably not going to do this anymore. Like I said, I didn't ever have a problem, but I'm just like, man, these people got some issues, man.
You know what's crazy? I had to fly into Milwaukee for the Chicago game because of all the weather and the travel delays in DFW. So I flew into Milwaukee and I took an Uber down to Chicago. And when we were coming down right at the state line, there was a rest area, and it was just packed, this rest area. And it was pouring down rain. I was like, what are people doing? They're not on the road right now.
Slot machines, probably.
And what it was it was Saturday, and the night games were about to start in college football, and those are all those people at that rest area because in Illinois you can do the DraftKings and the underdogs of the world, and in Wisconsin you can't. And my Uber driver was like, "Yeah, you'll see that every Saturday, every Sunday, right
at the state line,
right at that state line." He's like,
wow.
You might even catch it for the 11 p.m. Hawaii kickoff tonight, and yeah, it's a real thing. Call the hotline. Call the hotline. If you're at a rest area at 5:30 pouring down rain in Chicago, call the hotline.
See, that makes me think that's when somebody needs to take the video and show it to the to the state politician. Like, this is money that's leaving.
That's true. That is very true.
Okay, this is Wisconsin money. That's
now the flip side. Let's take advantage of this degenerate behavior.
Yeah.
We gotta go somewhere.
That's the American
it's
spirit.
like in Texas. You're all going over here to Oklahoma, man. You want to keep the money here?
Yeah.
Build a fence, people. Build a fence. Keep your tax dollars. Build a fence. Right. We're gonna leave on that note. All right.
And I was chastised for saying like this guy, like that guy.
Hey man, the league ain't calling me about that. Rams Niners tonight. Who you got? It's the games of the Rams.
No, you got to go with the Rams.
Absolutely, the Rams, given how.
Yeah,
injured the 49ers.
Agreed, Rams.
Everybody said last show. Everybody went with the Rams,
and the Rams are good,
except for Devontae.
Yeah, and the Rams are good.
Stafford threw for 375 last week.
He a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I think he is. He won a Super Bowl, put up big numbers, survived Detroit.
He's played himself into the Hall of Fame
with the Rams. He would not have been a Hall of Famer without the Super Bowl ring.
He was Tony Romo with that.
That was Tony Romo. Took it out of my mouth. Yep, I agree.
I'm with you.
Bunch of gaudy numbers.
Crazy.
Nothing to show for it.
He was the catcher for Clayton Kershaw at Highland Park High School, and both men are going to the Hall of Fame.
That's wild, ain't it?
He's retiring after the season, so
he's still in the contract.
What was his caught stealing rate?
I don't know. And you know what? With Clayton Kershaw, did they get on?
Oh, that's true too.
Did they even get on?
That's why, but it's a percentage, right? A percentage of guys who tried to steal, not the total number of guys who succeeded. I just want the percentage. Let's look that up.
That's why you're the Hall of Fame.
Let's have a research.
Ed, Nick, Jock, I'm Newy, producer Chris Beam, everybody else here at DallasCowboys.com. This has been the Media Match. Talk to you later.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!